Hi all, it's Kylie from Kylie's Cardcraft. Thank you for joining me today. Now, the other day I started a new journal. So, pulled out, well, I didn't even have to pull out the guts. This was the book from it, and it more or less just fell out. So, that gave me permission to use an older book. Love this book. We'll use it during it. Started doing my inside cover, ready to do my hidden spine, dyed all my papers, got everything ready for my signatures. It's only going to have 2 signatures, which will go in here. So I just hold my signatures in place like that once I've worked them out, and then I can pull them apart to sew them or do whatever else I want. As you can see, I've done a whole 1 page and one on the next bit, and that's all I've done to it, because I then realised my desk needed cleaning. You know how it gets? There was just no space for a new journal. So I've thought, right, got to clean my desk. So you clean away, and I don't know about you guys, but I have a box on the side of my desk with all my bits. And when I clean anything, I go, don't know what that should be. I'll chuck it in the box. As I'm cutting or doing whatever, I chuck them in the box. Now, tell me, why would I have kept those? They're where I was cutting down those signatures and trimming them back to size to fit that book. So, oh yes, there's some that are a good size. Admittedly, I did use one of these yesterday. I needed to see how an ink would go on that paper and whether it would come through. And yes, it did. So I had to go down a colour just to give me a slight watermark. So I do kind of use them. But this is my box, and it's getting larger, and it's got all sorts in there. And so I've challenged myself. You're welcome to come along today. What I'm going to do is create out of my box. Now, I've done that before. That's fine, and I'll make clusters and I'll make tags and all the rest. But my challenge to myself is to only use the box. I'm not allowed to add anything else. So no stamps. Oh my God. For me, no stamps is a major thing. There's no more adding of any ribbons or trims or anything else that I've got sitting in drawers and put away and all the rest. The only thing I'm allowed to do is my box and my glues, and I have 3 inks, as you know, always sitting on my desk, which is my walnut stain, my brushed corduroy, and my antique linen. I am allowing myself my inks. Got to have something. So just to prove I'm not lying, hang on, and I'll move you all, and I'll see if I can slide you up. Top of my desk or top of my workstation, walnut stain, brushed corduroy, antique linen, and some glues. I haven't pulled out my fabric glue because technically there'll be no fabric in here. I'm not allowed to use my other little bits and pieces, and I mean, you know, I have all these wonderful trims and bits that just tend to sit in a pile just there. So this is my challenge. Good luck to me. And I'm only allowed to use this. So I'm going to get rid of those 2 books. I'm going to get rid of my journal, and I'll sit them to the side. This is it. Do I tip it all out and go from it? Do I start easy? So let's start easy. So, all right, I've got some of this. This is a nice, easy one. So if I just chop that across there, let's even chop it straight. That's not straight, is it? Let's just chop it straight. Let's give it a tag. And because it's plain on the other side, it's white on the other side, which means that I can use it as a journal tag or a journal card or anything like that. So let's just even that up. So that side can be a journal spot. And those spots will go in the bin and not back in the box, which means I've got a base there. So if I move all those over, we set that there. I have all sorts. And when you have all sorts, you tend to pick around them. Now, I decided the other day when I started doing this journal, I thought, yes, I need to clear up my space. And I thought I've got to use this box. But really, why did I just put that back in the box? Why? All right, let's get rid of it. So, see, normally what I would do when my box gets too full, I will do a masterboard. And that's got an edge down there. If I do a masterboard, I will get out my piece of old cardstock or even some A4 paper, and I will glue them all over, make a masterboard, and then I scan my masterboards. Now, I've got another video further down with masterboards and what to do with them. So I will make a masterboard. And I thought, yep, I'll do that. But really, I then don't tend to pull out my masterboards that much because they're not what I'm after right at the time or anything else. So maybe if I've done these, I've got to stop fiddling, don't I? I just need to do, well, maybe I can do a darker one later on. And I'm only allowed to use what's in here. Oh, look. We'll put that aside to use later on. I've got some lovely things in here, but I just don't use them. All right, so I'll start inking all these bits. And we'll start with just a very easy, quick one to start with, which will hopefully get my mojo going. What do you reckon? Once I can get into that, then I'm usually right. It's just the fact of starting. You know, when you get, there's just too much choice and you're just not quite certain of where to start and what to do. Always just start on something nice and quick and easy. And that will hopefully get, I don't know, the juices flowing for creativity. And hopefully we can then achieve something. So don't set out when you're really not, oh, I don't know, it's not in the mood. It's when you're not, you just haven't got it. You girls know what I mean. Don't start working on something that you absolutely have to have, that you want to be absolutely perfect and all the rest, because I'm telling you now, you won't be happy with the outcome because it's your starting point. So play with something else to start with, just to get those juices flowing, and then hopefully, and 9 times out of 10 it's right, you'll then find that you can set ahead again. Sorry, I'm thinking, concentrating on that. You can then just go ahead and get bits done. See, normally I would background stamp on that, and I'd, you know, put some ribbon or something up there and maybe a little bit of lace down there, but we're not doing any of that. I'm going to just make these, but still in the style that I will use. It's pointless to make them in something that I'm most definitely not going to use. What's the point of that? It might be still in the box. So I need it to be something that I will still use. Oh, I wanted that under there. So I'm not going to lift you down for the moment. I need that side edged. I wanted you up there, didn't I? Oh, how about we glue it? How about we glue it? Like that. Grab my cloth, push all those down. Right. So, you know, I would See, for me, because all my journals are vintaged, I suppose, I don't use a lot of white. I really don't use any white. I tend to knock them back a little bit so that starkness is not there. So for this, I'm not tea dyeing. I don't have any cups of tea sitting in front of me with paintbrushes or anything else. I'm, again, just going to use this time I'm using the antique linen. And I like that variegated look. And I'll just go around the edge and darken it up with my walnut stain. They're the two that I tend to use the most, the walnut stain and the antique linen. The brushed corduroy is more of a mid-brown, so it gives me something in the middle. All right, can we say one done? We'll sit you to the side. Sit you there, put the lid on you. Maybe I should put the lid on everything else. It's quite warm here today. All right, so pretty. It is very pretty. But for me, that's... See, now, my box is also... I do journals, I do scrapbooking, and I make cards. So I will have bits in here from no matter what I've been doing. And, you know, things that I've tried and then gone, yeah, no, that's not going to work. So, really, I should use some of these, shouldn't I? Really? Oh, all right, so I've just found a big bit of these. It's where I've been using my paper pads, my 6-inch paper pads, and I've been trying to get rid of them. So let's just trim that one down. So he'll be 3.5, which is around about a good size. So 3.5 by about 5 is usually a good size for a full journal card that'll tuck into a side pocket. But see, I don't know why I've used that, and I've more than likely used it for the white side on the other side anyway. So if I cover that up, where do you start? See, now even these have been off packaging from a stamp set. So technically that doesn't mean I'm using stamps, does it? That just means I'm using this. It is a glossy, so whether my Distress ink will work on it or not, I want to cover that entire piece up. That will work, won't it? So see, normally I would colour that, but because of what we're doing, we won't today, and I would need to tea or coffee dye that one, which we're now not doing. So we're going to work with white. Let's work with white, which means I leave the back of this card white as well. So we'll just use that embossed piece. It's where I've been playing around with, I'd say, a scrap. Are you going to fit? Let's go that way. You might not fit. I might have to put something up the other side. That's fine. That's because I was talking and I tore it, didn't I? Oh, no. It fits. It fits. It fits, she cried. Big scissors. Did I have big scissors here before, girls? There it is. All right. Can't see me getting through many of these. A masterboard is a lot quicker. You will be able to use up a lot more of your strips. So, if I have you there, and see, I automatically then go back to my vintagey ones and all the rest. So really I need something that's white again, don't I? I've already got script in there, so I don't want more script. Do I have white in here? See again. It's from the last journal. I want what? I want what? I want what? More script. More script. Gee, I wonder what I normally use. And more script. Most of this is script. Have you noticed? What about something like that? That would work, wouldn't it? All right. He's smaller. I want that just a little bit smaller. How's that? So, same size, about there. You can see there's lots of measuring going on here. I'm not a great measurer. I normally am when I'm doing... Oh, that's nowhere near the same size. We'll trim this one down to size. I normally am if I'm doing videos and tutorials and stuff and classes, when I'm running classes, but in my own stuff, I tend not to. I actually like that side better, so I might, because that's got more floral, hasn't it? So if I get rid of that wonk, like that, then I can use that side. How's that? On that side. So that made it look like a large piece sitting behind that now. See, I'd like a word, but no words. But I'm quite happy with that as it is. So let's go the brushed corduroy as a mid one this time. Because for me, I find that the inks just finish them off. And I know you might be looking at that going, oh, that's too dark on that. Distress inks will fade over that first 24 hours. And for me, I've got to remember that that was a new brushed corduroy because I finally ran out of my old one. And it is a lot thicker and darker when it first goes on. So don't need to keep re-inking my blender. I'd love to ink that, but it's it will need an archival ink or a permanent ink because the distress ink will not. Yeah, the whole thing's... hang on, let's have a look at this. Oh, no, okay. Alright, might be just the stamped image that's on it. Right. So, are you in shot? I don't even know whereabouts I am. So what I'm going to do is stick that one on, but I'll just put a strip straight down the centre so that I can tuck the others under, if that makes sense. Right. And this is where I do tend to sit there. So I'll use my grid. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And which means that this one just here is my centre point. So 1, 2.5, 1, 2.5. Just so that I can get this guy vaguely in the centre to start with. Right. Like that. And he's just glued in the centre. Look, where's my gluey sheet? So much easier doing that. I'm just using my normal blue Bostik glue stick. I like the blue because it means I can see where it is that I've glued. Slide you under there and out to about that much. That look right? Trying to keep it straight. And the same with the other side, which is there. Okay. Oh, see, and now I've got a messy desk again. Turn him round because I'm a right-hander, so I find it's easier to slide in. So I'm just eyeballing that that's about the same and that's about the same. So let's hope it's all the same. Oh, see, I can think of so many more things I'd like to finish that off with. I'd like to put a word, maybe a little bit of bling just sitting up here in the corner. But no. I like that, actually. I don't think any of it's straight. But I quite like that. And yes, I would use that. So, 2 out of my box. Right. Let's do another one. Surely I've got more of those paper pads. Well, all right. So let's just do a little tuck. Yes? But I need to work out what I'm going to put on it first. So I'm going to go for something different now. What have I got in the way of? Ooh. Where would I have used that? That's not me at all. It's a beautiful colour, but it's just not me. Hey, let's do a black one. If I stick you up there and you're here, let's see what else I can find. Don't know whether that'll show through there. No, it won't. All right. So if I can get rid of the writing down there, will that hide that? I need to have a little bit. So if I go to the DC9, isn't that a plane? DC11? DC9, I don't know. All right. Usually what we've got in our scrap box beside us are the colours that we use, the colours that we like, because that's how we've done it. My box tends to have so much more in there because, as I said, I run classes and bits and pieces. So, about there, I reckon. I reckon you'll need something a little bit stronger than that because you're a heavyweight cardstock. So it doesn't necessarily, I'll go back to track where I was. So it doesn't necessarily all match because there are 3 lots of paper craft going in to my box. And the scrapbooking is done for classes where I run classes. So they can be anything, not necessarily just the colours and the textures and the papers that I normally work with. So that's why I tend to have a mismatch of everything that's going on in there. See, I would love to put a stamp on that. Oh, maybe I've got something in there I can fussy cut around. Let's try. All right. I'm going to stick you on with something a little bit stronger because you're a heavier weight cardstock. Come out. All right. Right. See, that would look lovely. See, again, that would look lovely with a word up the top, wouldn't it? Actually, if I go that way, I know I'm going to be straight, don't I? Because I just want it to go to the top of those. And before I squish it down, I'll just make sure it's straight. Yep, beautiful. So I wonder if I've got something I can fussy cut out of there. Not those Christmas stockings. All right, so let's have a look in the box again. I'll go back to my... Probably should have done my vintage... Sorry, did I just hit the tripod then? Sorry if I've just given you all the shakes. Probably should have inked that before I actually popped the black on. I don't know if it's my eyes. and I'm seeing things or what it is. Right, so just let's get rid of a little bit of rubbish. Look, I got rid of that much rubbish. Oh, and that bit. All right, and we're going to see if in the box there's something I can fussy cut out. If you see something while I'm rifling through, let me know. Too small. Not big enough. Wrong way around. So let's have a look. Maybe, if nothing else shows up, I might cut a few of those out very quickly. See, I have projects where I've been working on them and gone, nope, don't like that, and it'll get chucked into the box because that'll get used for something else. Or I might pull bits out, and these are stamped images, again, you know, part die cut ones. Just if I'm working or at the end of a project, I'll just scoop everything up that I've got sitting on the desk and just chuck them all in the box with the, I'll get to them later on, you know, because by that stage you've then got another project on your mind and you just want to start on that, don't you? So, okay. Oh yes, I was practicing stamping on a, yeah, it was just the packaging. You know the packaging that comes out of handbags and stuff. My daughter bought a new handbag and she pulled all this paper out and I went, oh, that's different, I'll have, and it stamps beautifully. So that might be it for the flowers, who knows. See, and one day I should clean this out because the bigger bits technically should go back in to their files. They don't need to be in here. Nope, right, let's just go, let's stick with the browns. These are a bit different, aren't they? So, did anyone see my, yep, got them. Well, very quickly, let's just go that one. And that one. I want a little bit of stem, I'm thinking, but not enough the way they are at the moment because they're not going to fit on there. So we'll just very quickly go around, and I know this one might not work because he's on the cream background. My fussy cutting is not that perfect because, again, I will ink around my edges and that takes away a little bit of the wonkiness, I suppose, would be the best word for it. And that way you're not, you know, we all tend to get hung up sometimes on just how perfect something is. Life's not perfect. Our crafting most certainly shouldn't be. It's meant to be fun. It's meant to be stress relief. It's meant to be you time. So if you're getting too hung up on something, just take a deep breath and think back. I can speak from experience. For many years, I had really bad OCD. And it was such a liberation to finally just take life as it is and not sweat the small stuff, I suppose. And the small stuff was such big stuff for me. But I'm happy now and we just do as we do. So I don't know whether I'm going to use the whole of that. There was a little one in there somewhere too, wasn't there? Let's go that one. Oh, there's a leaf in there as well. So let's just cut those two out and just make a little cluster of whatevers. It's a funny shaped leaf. That's right. So, oh, sorry guys. It's very boring just watching somebody cut out, I'm assuming. I don't know. See, I love cutting out these days. Those that know me all know that I love my fussy cutting. But, you know, I don't stress too much over it, and that's probably why I love it so much. But do need new glasses, so maybe that's why I don't stress over it so much, because I really can't see what I'm cutting anyway. That's my, I don't know, that's this year's task, is to go and actually get my eyes tested and probably get, it'll probably only be reading glasses or close-up work, but at the moment I just have little chemist glasses that just keep getting stronger in strength each, you know, every 6 months, I suppose. I'll keep going and getting another pair that's slightly further advanced. So yes, so now this year I think I'm going to have to go to the optometrist and actually get glasses where I can see what I'm doing. All right, I want a little bit of that stem, I think, down there. So what's your weather like? Oh, you girls in America are getting such a snowstorm and everything at the moment. Oh, I've been reading all your comments and how cold you are and all I can't fathom it. I cannot fathom having it that cold. I'm in Australia, so, and I'm in Victoria, so it just, that's bad. I really can't see what I'm doing. We have very, I don't know, just easy temperatures. We don't have extremes. We'll have a few maybe hot days. You know, we work in Celsius, so, you know, we may get up to a 40, 45, very rarely. And I don't think we've had any this summer. This summer's been so mild. Oh, mild. That was the word I was trying to think of before. This summer has been so mild. Today and yesterday, and I think tomorrow, we're in the 30s, which are just slightly pleasant. No great hassle with those ones. I've got the aircon on. I have the fan in at my desk here, which I have to turn off when I do videos because it's a little bit noisy. So I've done my washing. Well, I've done a couple of loads of washing. I'll do another load shortly. Again, the washing machine is close by me. The laundry's the next room over from where I am here. I don't know. How about I split all of it? Like that. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Can you hear my stomach rumbling? That's because I got up to do all of my housework and didn't have breakfast, and it's nearly lunchtime. So I might just start sticking those down, and then I can trim off what's come over. So if I do you first, because you were the large one, I need something to stick. Right. So he wasn't straight now, was he? And that one. And I didn't check whether you can even see what I'm doing there. No, I've probably gone off screen because I keep bringing everything slightly closer to my eyes. And that little guy. Let's go up there. Can you see that? Where am I? Oh, yep, there. Sorry, my phone is what I film with. And on this tripod, I've got it slightly higher than I used to, so that I can bring things in closer. But then I can't see it as well. I don't know if I like him on there. Oh well. but so he's higher and I can't see the phone to see exactly whether I'm in shot again or not. So I've got to keep stretching right up. Oh, that doesn't look too bad. I'd really like a word on that. I'd really like a word on that. Maybe I can cheat and put one on later on. That's cheating, so no. All right, let's have a look in the box and see if I've got anything that might be a word that I could stick on there. See, normally I would stamp a word on there or I've got words cut out or whatever else. So let's see if we can find anything that actually works. Mrs. Fairfax made jellies in the storeroom. Don't think. Welcome. There's got to be something in here that's got a word on it that will work on that, surely. I've got little book pages and stuff. Tracing paper. Yeah, but you're going to be too dark. Nope, 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 nope. Oh, here we go, here we go. What's on that? I quite often keep my barcode strips. That will work, but if I put some white behind it, it'll, just stop it, Kylie. See, that's too white. Find that book page that I said, what will I use any of this for? See, now I've rifled through it. I can't find what was... Here we go, here we go, here we go. Right. So, that will work, won't it? If I do get rid of my gunk on there, do moments, and put you on that one, because the black is not the same black. Oh, let's roll the glue stick up. And put you on there, just so that I get a little bit of a border. I don't know how long I want it at this stage, so we'll just make it a little bit longer. I need my big scissors because they mean that I can line it up. Let's get rid of all the gunk that's on my big scissors. That's fairly even, or not. Take a little bit further down, just not much, just a little bit. Going that side, that side. That is so not straight because it doesn't fit in there now. What's that look like? That'll work. That'll work. Right. Again, I'm a righty, so I'm swinging it round. It gives me a little bit of time to manoeuvre with this glue stick. Oh, that is so crooked. That's a shocker. That is an absolute shocker, Kylie. Right, how's that? I'm pleased with that, actually, in the end. And that's something I would use again. One more, and then I'm going to go and have some lunch. And I might do a few more, but I really just want to get onto my journal. So let's get rid of this rubbish and this rubbish. I'm going to be good, and I'm going to get rid of this because normally I don't. Right. That, I'm just going to sit over there because that'll go into the word. See, it'll go into that one now that I've actually got it out of the box. Right. Okay. So clean slate again, or cleanish, and we'll find, so I've made a tag, a journal card, and a tuck. Right, I'm pleased with those actually. One more, Kylie. One more. Right, looks like it's going to be a journal card. See, look. I could do a very quick journal card. Let's do a very quick journal card. I'll use some book page. Like that. And I need something for up there. This is a very quick one. Oh, this works well. What have I got for up there? I don't want book page. What have I got in here? I have that other little script, don't I? I could just use a little tiny piece. See, now that's too big to be in this box. That should be in my script paper. So I'm going to put that aside to put in my script paper. And we might just go that one. Right. So I just want a little strip of that. That'll fix up there. If I just do that, do them a little bit longer just in case. Sit that in there. Where do you come to? Do you cover that? Oh, yes, beautiful. And that one's going to go over there like that. How's that? Yep. Ah, oh, fifth line. Well, this was good. See what I mean? When you start, you start to gain some momentum and things will happen. Make sure my script's actually up the right way. It's meant to be going on that side. The whole point is to... I'm going to have to cover that now, aren't I? The whole point is to cover these. I might put a strip across that one later on. Ah, did anybody pick that up? Did anybody tell me I didn't hear you saying it loud enough? Awesome. The whole point of this is to cover up these pages that I know I will never use in a pink fit. They're offcuts from paper pads and bits and pieces. Now, you were next. Good Lord, Kylie. Move that out of the way. I'm proud of myself. Not a stamp. I deliberately, before we started this tutorial, when I got my tripod back out to hook up, because I take it off the table when I'm just working on my own, I got all my stamps that are normally sitting right beside me and put them away so that I wouldn't be tempted. Oh, for a minute there, I thought that bike was upside down. Right, I want that a bit like that. And I know, I can't help myself. A little bit of ink, but just to define that edge, because I will cut the rest off. And I'm just going to sit it in there like that. I'm not quite certain how much I need, but that should just about do it. So, I need to make sure my writing's straight, because that's still, see, there you go, I've gone close to the screen again. Like that. How's that? Right, so I still have one more thing to do to this now, because I will need something to go across the top of that where I put all that glue. So, and that one. Oh, Kylie. Right. Chuck, 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 chuck. Glue, sticky, yucky. I like that actually. Push you down. It's so not straight. Let's just have a look with this guy. Pull out my trimmer. If I find, yeah, see, that's straight and that's straight. It is this end. Oh yeah, well and truly, look at that. So if I sit you like that, and look, it may well have been my cutting. It may well have been the piece of scrap paper that I used in the first place. Right, so now I just want something going across there to back. You can see where I've got all that glue. I need a lighter one. This is a handmade paper that I've used inside that journal. It's just awesome. Just lovely. But whether I want to use it on that, whether I want to save it for bits for that journal. So why save my scraps? I'm doing it again. You going to fit? You're way too yellow, don't you? Right. So again, it's a piece of book page that'll match in with the book page on the other side. So I'll just very quickly take off the starkness of the white. See, and I was going to keep the white on this one. Up to that glue area, just so that that doesn't look so out of place and out of colour. Right. And then we'll just glue that. Close enough. And then I'll ink the edges, which will take away from the last little bit that I've got sitting there. You can see I've been using this, let's say I've been shadow stamping on that. Again, I quite often check with the book pages that I'm using on how the ink will go through. As I showed you in that first piece, you know, this was the distress ink in the antique linen. This was one of my archival inks, but you can see how it goes all the way through. And I really didn't want that to go on my journaling page, which would be the back page. So I needed to just double check that before I went any further. Right. See, so now that matches that. And that's what I was hoping to do. So just a very quick ink around, which again takes away from where this guy doesn't quite meet up there, because he was a little bit shorter. And it takes the eye away from that. And just because I have to, I'll do the other side as well. Just very quickly. Right, we're done. Oh, pack that up. Pack that up. Make some space move my gluey thing. Have I emptied it? No. I've taken a little bit out of it. I've got a piece left over. That'll go in there. I've got a piece left over. That'll go in there. Oh, but I have taken some out. There's nothing in there to cut out, so he's now gone. That one will go back in there. Rubbish. Look, rubbish. That one will go back in there, and I'll be good. Gone. That one will go back in there. Those ones will definitely. Oh, that's that piece I was looking for before. Right, that definitely will, and those two will. And over here I had that. That's going in my script paper. So, move that one over there. We've got, I'm rather pleased actually. Put you here. How's that? Can we see those? All right, so, and they are all things that I will use. I'm quite pleased with those. They may, that one and that one will probably, oh, that one may even as well, even though it's the whites, I probably won't use it as quickly. I love it, but I'm more grungy in my journal, so it'll go into another journal. That's fine. So thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for keeping my mojo going and keeping me occupied and getting all the rest of those done. I have gone through my box a little bit. So the challenge is out there, girls. Just in the box. Just your glues, a few little ink pads. No added extras. See what you can come up with. It's, yeah. I'm really pleased with that, actually. And I think I'd use those more than I would have if I'd just done another masterboard. So for me, that works. Thank you very much. Please don't forget to hit like if you have liked this video. Thanks, girls. Till next time. Bye.